Alright, welcome back to another episode of Shreveport Connection. A lot of news tonight, this episode is on Raw, along with the dark matches prior to the event, as well as after the event. There was a dark match main event. Also, Superstars was taped. Okay, I'm gonna start off the show with a dark match by William Regal defeating Johnny Curtis. He's a NXT guy that's been seen on the internet. Pretty good 5-minute match. Crowd was anti-Regal through the whole deal. Who won with the running knee, very, very similar to John Morrison's finisher. Okay, on with the Raw results. Cena started off the show with saying there's 4 things he will accomplish this year. One is to take excuse me. Take a cut out of CM Punk tonight. The second one is to get a copy of Reggie's prayer for later on in the show. They never did a segment after that. And win the Royal. Number 3 was to win the Rumble. Number 4 to go to WrestleMania and main event for the champion and be champion again. Just as he says that, Miz comes out. Really? Yeah, really. Okay, a boring little segment from Miz. He says he is the most must-see person in WWE going today. Then he tells Cena he won't win the Rumble and reminds the people that the Rumble is now 40 men strong. In other words, it's going to be a 40-man, over-the-top, biggest ever Royal Rumble, where the winner decides which belt to challenge for. Miz warns whoever wins the Rumble not to try and face him. Cena then mocks him, as Miz was saying, as they will lose. As he was mocking him, he was doing it in the Rocky IV style, saying, everybody's going to lose. Cena then compares Michael Cole, Riley, and Miz with the Kardashian twins. Cena also says Miz can't even challenge his own IBS syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome. Miz then says Cena is so corny and says he can beat any technician in the ring, and then mentions Orton. Cena comes back, finally, a name that is worthy of being a champion and to have a WrestleMania match. And then Miz says that he's wanting him to do some things about his Cena then tells Miz about wanting him to do something about their differences. Just as that is said, out comes CM Punk with Nexus. As our music is coming up, new Nexus. They discuss about the new Nexus and then sends Nexus to the ring, but calls off and Santino even out the score, as it was going to be to make it a 3-on-3, as Nexus heads back to where CM Punk was at the stageway. Then all 3 of them get to ringside, and the Raw GM announcement, making Nexus barred for during the main event match against Cena. If they interfere, they are gone from the Rumble match itself. Alright, the first actual match was the tag team titles. Santino and Kozlov already in the ring, and they defeated the Usos with the Cobra. Backstage segment was next. Next is talking about talking to themselves as Punk enters and tells them one word. He just mentions faith. Waits a few seconds. Faith, and smiles as they go to a commercial. All right, back from the commercial break, I believe as John Morrison is talking to Daniel Bryan as the Bellas walk up and grab hold of Daniel's arms, one on each side, and they both give him a kiss, one on each cheek. And they walk away. John laughs his head as he's headed to the ring. Okay, and speaking of that match, the second match. John Morrison versus Daniel Bryan. Alright, Morrison wins with his knee finisher. Back and forth. Then they shake hands. As they're shaking hands, King Sheamus is on stage. And says that he's going to win the Rumble. And says he personally will eliminate them himself. And then he states, "Long live the king." That's what the Royal Rumble is for, because he's royalty. Okay, next match is Orton versus Ziggler. Vicky is out first, and as she is announcing Dolph, within 2 weeks, will be the new world champion. And then, of course, Dolph is in the ring next. Miz and Riley attack. Let's see. Okay, not much. This match didn't last very long. Back and forth for like 2 or 3 minutes, 4 or 5. RKO. Orton delivers the RKO for the win. Miz and Riley attack. Orton after the bout, and Lawler tries to make the save. He gets thrown into the crowd, and then they go back to beating on Orton, and they throw Randy into the. First it was the announcer's table, then they throw him into the ring post, and supposedly they sent him to the retaining wall, which was not shown. Let's see. Reading my notes here. Okay. Okay, I believe after that was the Bellas were backstage, and or prior to the match, or after the match, I forgot which one it was. Well, anyways, Bellas make a challenge or challenging each other to a first charming on Daniel Bryan, because I think he's a virgin, of course. Okay. All right, back to my notes here. All right, there's another one. All right, here's another one. Segment backstage. Punk and Nexus listening. Again, he's telling them something about how faith is. Well, to possess faith, you must possess humility and a willingness to sacrifice their all. To bow before temptations of the bloodthirsty. Truly sacrifices the soul must be sanctified. Millions of voices of dead will bring out the can you read my own writing? Bring out hearts and soul of the man beast. Such but a few other of the qualities of loyalty as they all turn their heads and bow down. But as they were already sitting on the benches in the locker room. Okay. Alright, Natalya and Maurice had a match as Eve was commenting along with Melina at the announcer's table, since there was no other body but Michael Cole. Eve was saying more than Melina. Melina actually said nothing. Natalya wins with a sharpshooter. Maurice has then after the match comes down to announcer's table was talking to Michael Cole, just throwing things around the ring from what was on the table, announcer's table that is. And then Ted comes in, and she's telling him that he's not going to win the Rumble, and since he's not going to win, he's a loser. Ted then tells her that he's not going to lose, and he can throw any man over the top rope, and even announces a challenge. Mark Henry accepts the challenge, and your match is up next. Well, put it this way: Mark Henry takes 20 seconds. Mark Henry throws Ted over the top. All right, then you got a few more guys coming out from the Raw roster. And eventually Mark Henry throws all them out. Del Rio drives up in his $200,000 Bentley and makes a statement that he's still gonna win the Royal Rumble. Not much of a challenge. He doesn't even want to mess with Mark Henry because he knows he's going to get beat anyways. Alright, next up was, I believe, just as that, Sheamus came in, before the Del Rio segment of that, Sheamus had come in and thought he was going to eliminate some people. Well, he did, but Sheamus got a bear hug from Mark Henry and just dropped him over the top. Okay, like I said, Del Rio came out, and then, let's see, Edge versus Miz for next week's main event was announced. Okay. Derek Bateman segment. Derek Bateman Institute promo for a World's Strongest Man cologne, similar to the former WWE star Rick Martel gimmick when he was doing the little fragrance thing with his bug spraying can and what have you. Okay, well, he sprayed it in the air, put his nose in to smell it. Well, he then does a cross-eyed look, eyes spinning around and what have you. Then he takes his nose, puts it to his armpit, smell. Does a few other things like getting a shoe, smelling it, and then taking a sock and smelling it, and then makes a statement about you must be strong to wear this cologne. All right, in your main event, Cena versus Punk, back and forth match. Punk did a what do you call it? A front Russian leg sweep, and then rolls that into an Anaconda device, and Cena counters and gets to the ropes, and after that he gets up, and nobody's seen this. There's a new guy that's came in. His name is Mason Ryan. He looked like a taller Batista, and it looked like he was even chewing some tobacco as he was in the ring and making a smile. He had a big chunk of stuff coming out of his mouth, and very nasty. Okay, and let's see. Mason gets in the ring, delivers a big boot on CM Punk for the disqualification win for Punk. So Punk beats John Cena by disqualification. Okay, and then blah, 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 blah. He goes back. And picks up Cena and side slams him. And then he stares down CM Punk, and as the Nexus guys they were actually so confused they didn't know what was going on. CM Punk said, no, hold him, stay back. He's got this. And then they do a little bit more stare down. Mason gets down on one knee, puts his arm up, Thus, Punk is taking his armband off of his knee pad. Yeah, his knee pad. Taking it off of his knee pad and then puts it on Mason Ryan's arm. It's unknown what character they're naming they're going to give him. They didn't even announce it. The announcers didn't even know. Because after all, it's Michael Cole. What does he know? And that was your main event from the TV Raw. Now, for the main event dark match was, I believe, let me find it here. Alright, here we go. Immediately following Raw, Michael Cole announced that a 2-on-1 handicap match would take place with the WWE Champion, The Miz and CM Punk versus John Cena. Because Randy Orton was unavailable at the time, guess what? Wrong. Babyface Raw wrestlers then came down and ran off the Nexus. Orton then came out to participate in the match. Cena applied the STF on Punk, but Cole, the special guest referee, turned away. Orton and Cena argued with Cole, who replaced by another referee. So I guess they shoved him down for another ref bump like they've been doing all week for the last week and a half. Babyfaces tandem hit their respective finishes on Punk and Miz for the win. Okay, there's some tough enough news about the former trainers that are not going to be hired for the Tough Enough season. Alright, Superstars matches. 2 of them were taped for Thursday night. Zack Ryder and Primo defeated David Hart Smith and Darren Young. Smith worked most of the match. Zack got the win with a Rough Rider. I have to ask whether they are a team or not. Creative needs to get together because they fought last week. The building was full except for the top couple of rows in section 209. The crowd was hot. Yoshitatsu defeated Tyson Kidd. There's no sign of Jackson Andrews again this week. A good technical match that the crowd was into. Tyson, who isn't liked by the crowd, performed a dragon leg whip through the ropes that looked vicious and awesome. Kidd was going for the sharpshooter when Yoshi reversed it for the victory. Great match. They are changing over to the Raw as this was reported. Okay. Former wrestlers from WWE, specifically Jerry the King Lawler, worked a show against Tommy Dreamer. This was in a steel cage. Finished on Lawler spit a fireball at Dreamer for the win. Lawler cut a promo before the match mentioning The Miz and Michael Cole, but said he truly hates Tommy Dreamer. Other names on the show include Hall of Famer Sergeant Slaughter, former TNA Knockout Roxy, Sabu, and Shane Helms. Speaking of Shane Helms, who was a Hurricane, TNA probably will not hire him because of his former relationship with Velvet Sky. Yeah, they were dating, and Velvet threatened to leave the company if they hired Hurricane. There was a match between MVP and Matt Hardy. MVP defeated Matt Hardy during the show, and that was your main event. Then they shook hands afterwards. If I can pull up the picture of his new look, and he wasn't looking. Matt Hardy did not have his TNA look. Okay, former WWE star Sean Venus Morley has launched ScriptDanger.com to raise awareness about the dangers of prescription drug abuse. Morley is also available for speaking engagements. Okay, Mike Mooneyham reports that Awesome Kong is coming soon. As noted before, John Cena and Randy Orton were not at the Super Show from last night here in Shreveport. But they said they were not advertised, but, well, guess what? They're wrong. They were advertised. Because they were advertised on TV. However, Jerry Lawler was advertised and he didn't show either. I did have a picture of it up. Alright, here we go. MVP's new tights and what have you. Alright, I believe that's going to be, see, there was more news on the incident from last night, as I attended the show as well. According to the article, I guess this came from CM Punk himself, or some of the other fans. He got into an altercation with a fan, as he invited the fan to slap him a few times. Well, the fan surely did. Well, apparently, the parents had gotten mad because Punk was holding the kid's shirt or something. Because I did take a few pictures, but being the Nexus was standing in the way, there wasn't very good pictures, and my camera doesn't take very good pictures anymore for some reason. It's a digital camera and it's not very good. All the pictures turn out too dark in the arena. Okay, reported that CM Punk got into an altercation with a fan Sunday's WWE Super Show event here in Shreveport, Louisiana. A few fans that were at the show have sent in recaps of what went down, and there are new details to report following his match. CM Punk got in the faces of several fans at ringside, including a few young children. Punk told one of the kids, said to be around 10 years old, to slap him. The fan slapped Punk not once, not twice, but 3 times. Who told the fan to slap him again? Like I said, he told him to slap him again. Fan complied. Punk allegedly grabbed the child by the shirt and told him to do it again. Child began to cry and his parents began yelling at CM Punk. Punk was heard yelling that the child scratched his eye during the provoked attack. And like I stated, the security was not doing a very good job at all. Speaking of which, Hearst Coliseum, you need some help. You got roof leaks, unsafe for your employees, as well as the people attending in the audience. Because it was doing nothing but collecting water on the floor. Not very good business. Surprised somebody hadn't started suing you and what have you. There's an update on former Raw General Manager Mike Adamle being arrested last week and charged with DUI. He's according to TriLocal.com is reporting that Adamle's lawyer Dean Dickey says that they will be fighting the arrest. Well, if you do the crime, you got to do the time. Well, they said he failed a sobriety test and showed erratic behavior. Prior to the arrest, Dickey argued that Adamle's blood alcohol content was only 0.04, which is below the legal limit in the state of Illinois. Adamle has publicly disclosed that he takes medication to treat epilepsy, which is a brain disorder that results in seizures. Are you going to tell me you go drinking and you're taking epilepsy medicine? It's going to make it double. Some stupid people around here. Alright, that I believe will be the Everything else is about some SmackDown news. Fans interested in attending the SmackDown taping, Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York, you can use the code LISD4PACK to purchase 4 tickets for $60. This promotion ended Friday, so why are they posting it today? Unless it's a future future taping for Nassau Coliseum in Long Island. Okay, Friday SmackDown. Heath Slater, Judge Gabriel, and Ezekiel Jackson aligned themselves with Wade Barrett in what appears to be a new incarnation of the Nexus group. It's worth noting that in promoting upcoming SmackDown Live events, WWE has advertised Wade Barrett's new group, Nexus. So, nothing new. Speaking of the old SmackDown Nexus group, Ezekiel Jackson is being billed as simply Ezekiel. So, he may be dropping his last name. Joey Styles just announced on Twitter that this year's Royal Rumble will be the biggest Rumble in WWE history again. It's going to be 40 men or people. You never know. They might throw Beth Phoenix in it and she wins it all. Alright, well then that ends my results and news for this Monday night. Stay tuned for tomorrow night or Wednesday night for the SmackDown and the rest of the Superstars taping.